Y'all, the church is in a state of emergency right now. You got young men in the church house on child doing stuff that's unseemly. You got evangelists and the daggone organ player having lots and lots of sex allegedly. You have these people out here. One of the walls. This is a mess. The state, the church is in a state of emergency. And we're here to talk about it. I know it's been a long time, but I am your girl, Catrice Downs. I'm Catrice Downs on all social media platforms. CatriceDowns.com is under construction. Welcome to the Classic Corner. Hey everyone, I am back. I am so sorry that it's been so long. So FYI, y'all, I'm an entrepreneur, an author, as you guys know, author of Triumph Over Adversity, Overcome Your Church Hurt. But I'm also a full-time entrepreneur, and I got caught up in a project, and very lucrative project. I'm really excited about what God did with that. But y'all, your girl needed a break, so I went on vacation. Took me a nice little vacation to Tampa, Florida for about a whole week. Saw some friends, got some sun, caught up with some old, you know what I'm saying? And then I came back here to work with y'all. So I love y'all and I miss y'all, but I was not trying to come back from the beach. But since I've been gone, FYI, the church is in a state of emergency, y'all. I'm gonna just say it because you know what, these pastors, preachers, and these PKs and musicians have lost their ever. What in the hell is going on with the damn church? Well, you know, a few years ago I would have never said nothing like that, but I'm tired. I am so sick and tired of. I love when people go to church to praise and worship God, and they're going to really, you know, the base, especially the base of Christ. They're going because they want a connection with the Lord, and they want to do the work in the ministry and all that great. They want to worship and corporate, and it's amazing the framework of the church. But I think the challenge is, and this is one reason why I left the church full-time ministry, is because sometimes that pastors, leaders, parishioners forget that the people that are in the church are human, right? So everybody in there has needs, wants and needs, and they need it fulfilled. And you have some people that are super duper horny, and some people that are super duper gay. You have some people that are super duper Eric, whatever. It could be whatever. So apparently the last couple of weeks I have been watching another YouTube, Facebook vlogger. And I've been getting some receipts, and I'm like, these people have lost their minds. Now, FYI, I do not really care about people videotaping themselves, and I made that very clear on the post. I don't see anything wrong with it, okay? I feel as though everybody has skeletons in their closet, and I remember being in a service, and my assistant pastor would say, if God put up a movie screen in front of the church and said, here's your life, this is what you've been doing for the last 7 days or the last year, would you be ashamed of what was put up on the projector? Now, a person like me, I was like, no, because everybody has sex, some people drink, everybody had gossips, okay? Like, I wouldn't really feel bad about that at this point. Now, when I was in the ministry, I was like, oh my God, I don't want anybody to know that I was sinning last weekend because I got caught up in my flesh. So I feel like everybody goes through their trials and tribulations. So I am not here by any means to point the blame at anyone, say they should have did this, they shouldn't have did that. I may say it. I may end up taking that one back because if you're going to, and my thing is this, if you're going to record yourself, hear me today. Pastors, PKs, First Lady, if you're messing with the deacon, the evangelist, you messing with the drummer or the organ player. I don't care who y'all mess with. I don't care who you sucking, and I don't care who you getting in the bed with, okay? If you all have an understanding that you're going to do this thing and only you two going to have the information, you need to say, we need to write this down. You commit today that you're not going to put me out here because that's revenge porn and I can sue your hind parts for X amount. I'm not doing this with you. See, I'm the type of woman, yeah, I'm about to cuss. I'm the type of woman that said, look, I'll get my lawyer on you real quick. So before we get up in here to bust it wide open, I'm going to need your John Hancock, sir. I'm finna give you the business, but you need to sign this sheet right quick. Because if we're going to record ourselves, ain't nobody going to know besides me, you, and Jesus. And Jesus is already mad because we having sex out of wedlock and we fornicating, okay? So we got to have to repent to him any daggone way down the line. So let's just... Can I get your signature, please? Y'all get each other's signatures. Because the people that's holding the cameras, y'all the main ones. First, it was, everything that I'm going to say today is alleged. First, it was Joshua Holmes and his lack of stroke. I was like, Prophet Holmes, why? No technique, no real rhythm, no, I mean, he didn't even have enough. I didn't feel like he had any weight behind his hips. You know what I'm saying? You ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't feel like he had enough weight behind his hips to really give the young ladies. Somebody said the one is a transgender, but I don't get into all that because people be saying stuff underneath my comments all the time, and I don't be paying under mine. I don't feel like he had enough weight in his hips, in his hip piece. You know what I'm saying? To really just give the ladies the business. So we're not even gonna talk about Josh, but plus one of them looked like he had a jerry curl. And y'all know how I am about hair and sweat. That's another story. But the sanctuary sucking video is a full mess. I didn't watch the whole thing only because I felt some type of way. I was like, his skills are off the chain. Okay. I felt some type of way about being in the church. Maybe because I've always been that type of woman, and I will repeat this till the cows come home. When I was in full-time ministry, my pastor pulled all of her armor bearers to the side and said, look, you're all beautiful women. Men are going to be attracted to you. You're serving in ministry. You cannot mess up. You cannot have sex. You cannot go out. And I think that she did. I know that she did it for our own best interest, because we were approached by a lot of men all the time, and we had a lot of temptation. Now, here's the thing about that. We had to use our own discretion. So if she told us that and we did it, then you're liable to, you know what I'm saying, deal with the repercussions. Personally, I had never done it. Now, full disclaimer, because I had to catch myself last night on Periscope, I told a lie. I said I had never had sex with anyone in the ministry. My ex-fiance was a minister, and I lied about it. I said, oh my God, Jesus, thank you for bringing it to my remembrance. So I have, yes, one person. Y'all see that? One person. One. And that was not deliberately, but I was not in ministry at the time. I was out of the ministry. That was in 2014 when I walked away from the ministry. So technically, I was in the clear for the church aspect, not for with Jesus though, because this is a whole nother situation. Jesus got his own little, you know what I'm saying, going on. So fast forward, you got the Sanctuary Suck video that went out, and all of the male bloggers went all the way in, especially the homosexual ones. My favorite blogger, who is heterosexual, Larry Live, he posted it. I looked at it, commented all. I was like, okay, this is some good stuff here. We need to talk about the situation, because this is going on in every ministry. Make no mistake about it. I live in Maryland. The DMV is crawling with homosexual men and women who were in the ministry out here dropping like it's hot with each other. Okay? Here's what I think needs to happen. They need a forum, right? The homosexuals in the ministry, they need a forum. They need an outlet to talk about their issues. Are you homosexual because of that someone raped you or touched you, or you were molested by a family? Like, whatever it is, let's talk about why you're here. Not so that we can fix you as a ministry, right? Because that's preposterous. Only Jesus can do that, and that's only if the person wants to be delivered. But what is it that we can do as a body of Christ? Now, I'm going to say this, and some people are not going to like it, but I don't care. A lot of churches won't accept gay people in their lifestyle. But as it pertains to the gifts of God, they will prostitute the gifts of God in that homosexual for the purpose of ministry, which, beloved, is not okay. It's prostitution. And guess what prostitution is in our legal system, our regular society? It's illegal, right? I live in Maryland. You can't walk out on the street corner and be like, yo, I'm selling this, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's illegal. So it should be the same thing in the church. However, the black church of all churches has lost their everlasting mind because they are so used to prostituting everyone's gifts that they don't see the person behind the gift. Okay? So that's why I have a problem with the whole black church gay thing. Because you don't love their lifestyle. You preach against the lifestyle, but yet and still you tell the gay person, well, I don't like you, but I need what God has inside of you. So I'm going to take that, use it, whether it's praise and worship, whether it's singing, directing the choir, whether it's the ministry of intercessory prayer, whatever it is, whether it's preaching. There are very anointed gay men and women out here, and they use their gifts for their own purpose. I need an amen. Y'all type amen down the bottom if you agree. So I'm just over this foolishness in the church. So they're talking about the sanctuary suck video. They was just worried about, oh my God, he was getting his dick sucked in the church. And I'm like, bruh, it's just been caught on camera. Do you know how other many, that's all messed up, I've been drinking, y'all, how there are a lot more, that sounds better, there are a lot more gay men and women who have, ministered to one another in the church without y'all knowing. They have keys and access to do whatever they want to do in the church, and y'all don't know nothing about it because it wasn't recorded. The only reason why you know about the sanctuary suck video is because it's recorded in the church. When y'all preachers, after they preach, because they get horny after they preach, y'all, I'm just saying, getting their dick sucked by, the armor bearer, whatever, whoever, in the back after he preaches. He or she. Because it could be a woman getting it. I know if I was, you know what I'm saying. Next subject. This evangelist and this we're going to call the evangelist's partner, we're going to call him Zaddy. Okay? Because that thing was fine. Thank you. So we're going to talk about this situation. She has this long, pretty pink hair. I've never seen pink hair quite like that before, but praise God, you look good in it, girl. And there's no hate here. As long as you are doing the work of the Lord, you okay with me, sis. And you know what? I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all might kick my tail for this, and I really don't care. How about that? I was happy to see for once that a woman, even though she was taking it from the back, she was holding that phone like, okay, you wanna see how he hitting it? Look back at it. She was like, look back at it. Look, I was like, yes, sis, okay. I was especially happy to see his stomach over top of her hind parts. I like big guys, so I was just like, tens across the board. Thank you. I appreciate you in your ministry. Keep doing that. Cause you're good at what you're doing, sir. Okay, you're the minister like that before. This is not your first time at the rodeo, so go ahead and hit it again. All right. I didn't really see nothing wrong with it, y'all. First of all, like I said, again, I digress. It happens all the time. I have heard. I am not Kojic. I grew up AME. I have heard that at the Kojic conventions, whether it's Convocation or AIM, that the people get it in. I can almost guarantee, because I've never been, that if you go to any convenience store in whatever city they're having their Kojic conferences, I can almost guarantee you that the condoms will probably be bought out. Because I heard that they killing it, unless they just having it, you know what I'm saying, because they holiness. So that means that they just hiking skirts up and just hitting it. I'm just saying. So I wasn't mad about the situation. Again, the whole video thing. Maybe they wanted to watch it for themselves. Maybe they just wanted to see how he was hitting that thing. Praise God. Thank you for that. I did watch. I did partake. I did enjoy. Yeah, it was actually a change of pace from seeing men on men, because I saw that back in the day. I before I got saved, I was hanging out in the gay clubs with my gay friends, supporting them like they supported me. So I've seen all that stuff before. It don't really bother me. But over here, I was like, we need some more of what's his name, Glenn's videos. So go ahead and hit that for me one more time. I'm gonna pretend like I'm not watching. Okay. So I wasn't really mad about the situation. I feel like she's got to have it. Hashtag it. She's got to have it. Maybe because I'm 37 and my sex drive is going crazy right now. So who really cares, right? I felt like she was feeling liberated in what she was doing. I felt like he was giving her the business, even though he needed some extra power behind those hips too. I like the stomach piece. Don't get mad about that. But I felt like he could just hit a little bit harder from the back. That's too much information, but it's the truth. All in all, I'm making light of it, y'all. I'm sounding real stupid to a lot of people. But here's the thing. We are stuck in an old frame of mind. I have notes, y'all. We're stuck in an old frame of mind. And I feel as though, as I wrap it up and try to close, that there are a lot of individuals, right, that are in the ministry that are raised at the old school way, where you go, on Monday through Saturday, you do whatever you want to do. You run around, you sleep, you have sex, you cheat on folk, whatever you want to do. And then Saturday night, you prepare yourself, and then you put on your church face, and Sunday morning, you are the deacon, the pastor, the apostle, the event, whoever you are in the fivefold ministry, you're the usher, you are the choir member, whoever, you go and you do church. And then once you're done, you go back to doing what you're going to do. Now, full disclaimer, I am not telling you anything that I have not seen and or done when I was in full-time ministry and in the nucleus of the church. Okay? Listen, you're not talking to nobody who has never lived it. Okay? I lived it for over 10 years. I was in the nucleus of the church. I worked the full-time ministry for about 7 years. I promise you guys with every fiber in my being that it happens, and it happens a lot. And the second that we embrace both, right? The Bible talks about how Jesus was fully God and fully man, right? We have to look at people and not like they're gods. First of all, that is idolatry, and it's a full mess. You have to look at people like they are people first, right? So people are humans. They have needs, right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You talk about relationships and all that good stuff. And then you have the other side, which is your spiritual side, which is the part where we go to church and we try to fill ourselves spiritually with the things of God. Here's the kicker. We need sex. We need procreation. We need physical touch, attention, love, companionship, etc. And so you can't expect people to go in and pretend to be something that they are on Sundays, and then go home to do whatever, and then not manifest in some way, shape, or form. So I think that people in the ministry put too much emphasis on folks in their sex life, right? Your favorite pastor, apostle, deacon, whoever is probably in the back of the church or in the back of somebody's car, pretending like he doesn't have needs, pretending that she doesn't have needs. And they're lying to themselves. I forgot the name of the lady that Larry Live had on his show, where she was saying that we are taught to be sex negative instead of sex positive. I am sex positive, honey. I ain't gonna lie to myself. Listen. At 37, I've been out of the full ministry full time for 5, going on 6 years. I ain't got to lie to nobody anymore. I could talk to Jesus and say, Lord, I'm having this issue here. I love you. Please help me with this because I enjoy, and here's the list, right? I don't have to pretend for a body of people that I only see for maybe 5 hours a week, right? Depending on what church y'all go to, because some people see each other for 12 hours a week. That's a whole mess too. But outside of the full-time working ministry. But I'm not going to put on a face and a front for people that I don't live with, right? I live with God. God dwells in my house. He's with me. So I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm having a temptation. I'm having a moment. How do I get over this? Instead of saying, I'm going to go and just pray it out. Because you can do everything and I'm good. So, yeah, guys, we got to do better. And really quickly, I was having a conversation with one of my friends from the AME church, and I was talking to him about, he said, I don't understand why there are so many people out here that are being molested and raped in the church. And I said, well, it's the black home makeup, the black family makeup, right? I grew up in the 80s, right? And so when I was being touched and molested, the thing was don't ask, don't tell, right? Ain't nobody asked you that, don't you say nothing, right? And so what you have is a group of people, mainly women, who have been molested and raped, told not to say anything in their homes. And then what they do is they take it into the church. A young lady comes and saying, look, pastor or whoever's touching me, I don't feel appropriate. And they go, girl, don't you say nothing about our pastor, because they have been taught to not say anything. The devil is a whole liar. Okay, y'all need to say something. Open up your mouth, say what's going on, so that people can really help you. And those people that are in those ministries that you've been taught to say, everything's okay, just forget about it, don't worry about it. You need therapy, you need help for PTSD. The list goes on. So what we have now is the black church makeup of the black family, which is in turmoil, right? Because you got the don't ask, don't tell model, and you got the pastor over here having sex with women, men, little kids, whoever. And it's just one big full mess. And if we don't do anything about it, you ain't gonna get right before Jesus come home. Let me see what else I got going on. Oh, here's another thing, right? And this is when I gotta go. If a man in the church, let's say he's a musician. I have no pun intended, but pun intended, okay? Because a lot of the musicians are whores. Unless y'all are super anointed to prove me wrong down in the comments, I want to see a full description of everything you got going on. Especially that, you know what I'm saying? If a musician, as a male musician, if he gets someone pregnant, he's allowed to continue to play, right? He's allowed to continue to come to service on Sundays and Tuesdays for prayer meeting, whenever they have prayer, and he's able to play because the church needs the gift. We're going to go back to that when we talk about the homosexuals and the prostitution of the gifts. The church needs your gift. So I'm going to allow you to come and indulge my ears to get me in the spirit, but I'm not going to correct you on your mess for getting a young lady pregnant outside of wedlock. Let's be clear. If the musician is not married, it's out of wedlock, he gets to continue to play. If a woman, let's say an evangelist, right? I'm an evangelist, ordained evangelist. I got ordained in 2009. It's been 10 years. Y'all prayed PTL? Well, in November. If a female evangelist or whoever, the worker in the ministry, gets pregnant and she's on, let's say she's on the choir. I've seen this in my old church. She's on the choir. All she's doing is singing. She gets sat down until she has that baby. And then she has to take a class as to why she got sat down when she had the baby, and why it's important that she keeps herself, and why it's important to wait for her Boaz or her Noaz or his broke ass. Yeah. But the musician or the pastor, the leader, right? There's one in particular we're not going to talk about today. I've already talked about it. Look on the video down below. It should be from, I think, April or something. Who is allowed to continue to preach, minister, or do whatever he's doing. It's a mess, y'all, and we got to do better. The black church, I need y'all to wake up. We are in a state of emergency. When you have two men in the sanctuary of the church recording themselves, showing the picture of the cross, showing the pulpit, showing this is a full effery. I'm trying to be good and saved on this broadcast, but it is effery. And you know it, and y'all gonna continue to go in, especially the women. I'm gonna get beat up in the comments. I don't care. Y'all don't have to like me. I love y'all though. I love you enough to tell you the truth in advance. It's a mess. And we need change. And so here I am to run my big mouth along with the other vloggers and bloggers and people that are doing the work of the ministry who are sincere about the things of God and don't mind calling stuff out. One thing I loved about my pastors as I close is that they would not mind sitting anyone down, male or female. Oh, you went out to the club last night, have a seat. God ain't pleased with that. Sit down. And they was sit down. That's right. It got to the point, listen, they didn't have to sit me down. I sat myself down once. They never sat me down because I was always like, listen, I'm doing this. I just told them straight up what I was doing. And they said, well, you know what you need to do? And I said, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And I would sit myself down. You only had to do it one time to me, right, in order for me to get it. Some of these people, they just out here doing what they want to do, dropping like it's high, sucking and effing. And did I cuss already? I think I already cussed. Anyway, this is your girl, Catrice Styles. I am Catrice Styles on all social media platforms. CatriceStyles.com is under construction. Be looking out for the new website. We're going to be coming back soon. You can still check out the links below for all of the information, content. You can look up for my publications that are listed, my book that's on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com, Triumph Over Adversity, Overcome Your Church Hurt. It's going to change your life. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon on my next video. Until then, peace and love. Y'all be good. No more sucking and effing in the church. Okay, do that stuff at home in the car or something. You know, the car is actually not a bad place to do it. Do it in a nice dark spot where nobody can see you, pie. Okay, God see you though. Let's be clear about that so everybody understands. God sees you. Period. Talk to y'all later. Peace.